there, welcome back to my channel, Uniquely Reagan Handcrafted Cards. Today I'm going to make my Craft Roulette card for episode number 280, and I'm going to make a stand-up card. I've taken a card base that's 5.5 by 4.25. It's a standard A2 card base, and I've scored a line here at the 2 3/4 mark to make a stand-up card, just like that. And then I've got another piece of paper. It's 4 by 5 3/8, so it's kind of going to be centered right here a little bit, and when it stands up, it's going to look like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out a blending brush, because I did already run this through an embossing folder. It's got some clouds on it, you can see that. And I'm going to enhance those clouds with some blending on it. So I've got that out. And then I also have a stamp set from Stamps of Life called Lemonade to Stamp. It's got a great lemonade stand on it. And one of the parameters for this week's episode was to make a Thinking of You card to include element of cups or glass. And this lemonade stand has some cups and glasses in it. We also got a jar with a lemonade and a pitcher of lemonade. So I'm going to use that. And in fact, I already had stamped and cut a whole bunch of little things in my little pouch here where I keep the stamps and the dies. I already had stamped out a lemonade stand. I had a sentiment that says, "I stand by you, my friend." So I'm going to use that. And I have some lemonade cups and pitchers already stamped. And I've got a patch of grass already cut from a die. And so I'm going to be using those elements. I'm going to set those aside for the moment. I wanted you to see that. I also have from the Stamps of Life a Thinking of You die and border. I'm going to cut that out of my next parameter was hometown colors. I think I've told you before, I'm originally from Oklahoma. So I really enjoy the University of Oklahoma. And so I'm going to put some double-sided adhesive on the back of this paper here that's kind of a crimson or dark red color. And I'm going to cut that detail Thinking of You out of that. And then I'm going to cut this cream color. It's kind of an off-white with the background. Let me get that cut out. I'll be right back. Our last parameter for the week episode was to use a doodle or add a doodle, so I'll be doing that as well. And then, so I've got my sentiment, Thinking of You. I'm going to use this on the inside of the card to act as my prop for the stand-up. So I'll show you that in just a little while. I'm going to set this aside, but I wanted to get that cut out first. Set those pieces aside. Let me get to my blending here real quick. So what I'm going to do next is that I cut a piece out of a piece of scrap paper. Here we go. Out of a piece of scrap paper, I want to create a piece of swag that goes behind my little lemonade stand, because I'm going to create a stamp on the front that says State Fair. It's almost time for State Fair season in Oklahoma, so let's celebrate the State Fair. And I know many of my friends in Oklahoma like to go to the fair, so I wanted to create a piece of swag to go behind the fair, the lemonade stand. And in order to do that, I just took a piece of scrap paper and cut a kind of a look of a swag. And if I kind of got the idea from the Stamps of Life card kit postcard that came in the stamp set and card kit that I got at the time. And I just kind of mimicked that swag look from the postcard. And then I trimmed it just to kind of match that look. Now I want to use the same color. These two reds are a little bit different color, but this color here matches the Thinking of You sentiment. So I traced it over. I'll save this piece. Let me cut where I've traced here in pencil. Let me just cut that here. Pretty easy to do. How I got the curve on the end of that swag, I got an oval die, and I just used that oval to get the edge of that curve. That was the easiest way to do it, I thought, so that I could get a straight line. I'm not very good at drawing or cutting straight lines, it seems like. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I've cut it the length of my lemonade stand, which was just a little over 3 inches, not quite 3 1/4. So I'm just going to have it peeking out from the bottom of that top of that lemonade stand here. So I've got my glue press. I'm going to put some glue. I don't want that pencil mark showing, so I'm going to use the back side here. Okay. So I'm just going to line that up right there. Just have it peeking out a little bit. There we go. That's really cute. And then I might add my doodles onto that just to give it some more dimension. And let me get some ink blending onto that grass. To pivot just a little bit, I think, because I didn't leave quite enough room for my state fair unless I pick this back up, and I might have to do that if this doesn't work. So let me see if this will work. Let me get out some cranberry ink from Stamps of Life. That's a really dark red. I haven't used these stamps before. These stamps are from the Forever Alphabet from Stamps of Life, and there's multiple letters from each letter set, so you can write your whole message without having to stop and replace things. And what I did was I just used my grid mat to line up my stamps and then attach them to the block. So let me see if I can get this stamped here, and then it's a nice dark color. Let me see if this will work. I think it's going to work. I'm not going to detach them yet in case I need to use it again. But what I think I'm going to do is take a piece of, just tuck it behind. Yes, I think I'll do that. And maybe have a piece of string floating down. Let me get a piece of string. Oh, and I can do my doodles here. That's what I'll do. I'll do that. Let's see. There's a fly flying around in here. It's driving me bonkers. I got some string. Let me just cut a bit off. I don't need very much. I got these strings from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago. This is a diamond press balloon set. That's a stacking balloon set. I'm going to tie a little loop in this, a knot, and then slip it over the edge of the balloon before I tighten it. There we go. Just cut a little bit. That's a nice way to pivot. Where I was going to put my State Fair was down at the bottom, but I think I love the addition of adding it to the top, like it is a actual balloon floating over our stand, so people know we're at the State Fair. Happy accidents, right? So I'm going to put some glue on the back of that. I'm going to tuck that in the edge there. And then I'm going I have some mini glue dots that I'm going to put on the, just roll it up a little bit. Very nice, I like it. There it is. I love it. There, now it's done. It's complete. So I've got all those parameters met. We have a thinking of you card. I stand by you, my friend, thinking of you. We have the cups or glass with the cups, the cups and the pitcher glass of lemonade, our hometown colors. Hometown makes me think of the State Fair. And we've got hometown colors for the Oklahoma Sooners with the crimson and cream. And Oklahoma sunflowers, those are all over the place. And we've got Add a Doodle. We've got Wacky Lines as my friend Tina, who got me into card making. What do you think of my card? If you like this card, I hope that you hit the like or subscribe button. Tell me what you liked about it. And then if you want to find out more about Craft Roulette, I'll have the link down below and you can join or find out what all the fun is about on Friday and Wednesday evenings. All right, folks, thanks for joining me, and come back to see me the next time I have a crafty video. Have a great day. Bye. Here's another link for a video you may enjoy.